Box. It's Monday morning for me, and welcome. What am I doing? Well, I saw a question on our Facebook community about how to find your friends in multiplayer, and I thought, now that's interesting. There's a tutorial there for people who may not know what to do if you can't find your friends. You've got the game, you want to play with other people. How do you do it? Well, you can play on a server. You can hit join game, and you'll see servers. Now, I've got servers set at the moment to look for mods, and if you don't know how to do that, it's very simple. You press the three lines, you open up your search filter, you go to mods, enable or disable this filter, turn it on. 1 to 100 should filter anywhere between 1 and 100 mods. And then press X and you'll search for servers with mods. Then if you want to play with your friends, what you will be looking for is them to set a friends only or a private game. If they're set private, you won't see it in the next list on the right trigger. Now, there's no mods at the moment running, so you won't see any games pop up with mods. So if I go back to my search filter, turn that off, hit search, now you'll see a ton of games and 4 games running in various situations. Okay. You can also look at your friends, and you can also look at your history. Well worth going on this server, by the way. Alpha Kepler 22b, New Horizons. Support Dave Van Druen and co. They're great. I've played on that server. I don't get on servers very often. Anyway, this isn't about servers. I don't do dedicated servers. I don't do dedicated server support. I might be able to answer 1 or 2 questions, but if you ask me how to get mods on there, I'm going to refer you to either Nitrado's FAQ or tell you to talk to GTX Gaming, who are offering Space Engineers service as well. Let's go to the load game menu. You want to play with your friends. Pick a game that you want to play. I'm going to pick this one and hit X to edit settings. I've got this set to private. I can invite friends. If you have it friends, only your friends can join and they will see your game on the game menu. I've set it to 2 players, but then again, we want to press Y. Now, there's a bunch of things you can change, but I'm not going to talk about that. What I'm going to talk about is the things you need to change to facilitate multiplayer and finding your friends easier. Starting with optimal spawn distance. Now you can disable this, or you can set it to a minimum of 1,000 meters. So you will only ever be 1,000 meters away from your friends when you spawn in. If it's disabled, you should be able to go down to here, and I always recommend doing this anyway. And turning off auto respawn. If you turn off auto respawn, you should then be able to use the correct spawn point to spawn at. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to press OK again. And I'm going to hit load. I'm just also going to have a drink. So while we're loading into my little test world, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things that are coming. As I said, there's going to be ship showcases. There's going to be my builds, where I just give you a tour of a ship or 2 I've built. There's going to be a whole series of new player tutorials starting from the moment you boot up the game, and which scenarios to play first and why. And we're at the back of the Callisto 71 on this. So What you need, and it's very dark, and I'll tell you why it's dark, because I'm testing something over here. This does not use a script. This is a solar array. It tracks the sun. I will be talking about how to make one of these in a future tutorial, but it is not scripted. Here we go. So let me just take you on board, because we have on here one of the two things that you're going to need to know about spawning with your friends. We have a medical station. Now, not only can you use these to recharge and heal, but you can also change its spawn name. And now, if you change its spawn name, you can use it for other players to spawn to. You may need to say share with my faction as well. But if you're just starting out, you'll have a regular survival kit. Now, the regular survival kit is everything you need in the game to facilitate survival. And usually when you spawn in, you'll have one on your pod. They look like this. They're often connected to hydrogen oxygen generators, but we're not going to bother with that. They look like this, and they function very similar to the med bay, only they're slower. And what you want to do is change its spawn name so you know what it's called, and your friends will know what it's called. You could call it spawn here, or my respawn kit, or whatever. Make sure it's shared with your faction. You're going to need to create a faction to invite your friends as well. Makes it easier to play together, and you won't show up as enemies. How to do this? Press your inventory, move across until you reach faction. Now, I already have a faction called WRF. So normally you'd hit create, and then what you need to do is ensure that accept everyone is automatically ticked. And in that you can change its tag, you can change its name, you can write things here, and you can change the logo. That's all you need. There's some other things I'm not going to talk about because this isn't a faction tutorial, but this is part of being able to play with everyone. And then when you come to respawn, or when your friends want to join you, one of the best ways, if they're a long way away and they are just starting out, open up the right stick menu, navigate with the right trigger to menu, and hit respawn, and kill yourself. In game, boom, and you will see a whole host of places where we can respawn. Now, I happen to know that Medical Room 2 is in one of my other ships, but Callisto Bay 1 is here. And there we go. We're back. And if anyone was joining my game and they were thousands of meters away, they could just spawn using that kit or that medical station. That's how to facilitate play with your friends. It's an impromptu tutorial. I wasn't going to do one until Saturday, but I thought, you know what? I've got a bit of time. I shall put this together to help people out. And of course I couldn't resist showing off the Callisto 71 because people have asked me about the ship, and I am going to do a full walkthrough showcase. The ship has been updated this morning on Mod.io. with some extra features here and there. Feel free to check it out. I've added some new screenshots so you can see some of the interior. The ship is meant to fly heavy. She's a heavy freighter, so don't expect it to act like a fighter. There we go. I won't waffle on any longer. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the subscriptions so far. We are moving towards that amazing 1,000. So I'll see you in the next video. Not sure when that'll be. Could be another mod showcase. Could be one of the first player guides. But keep an eye on the channel. More's coming. Have fun.